Hello, everybody. This is Shelley Watson, your West Coast Field Director. Today, we're going to talk about the Compensation Plan Part 1. Now, what exactly do we mean by Compensation Plan Part 1? Well, as we all know, there are 10 ways to earn with Faberleak. We've already discussed a lot of these in previous videos. So, for example, we have our personal discount, we have the welcome program, the quick start bonus, the fast growth bonus, the VIP program, and we have incredible trips that are available to you. Now, today we are going to talk about the performance commission and the director bonus. These are two very important bonuses that contribute to your paycheck. So first, we need to understand what these percentages represent. So a lot of you are hearing that somebody made 3% or 15% or 23%. So what exactly does that mean? Well, with each one of these percentages, there is a title. So when you are a consultant and you have 100 points or $160 in sales, then that means you are at a 3% bonus level and you're considered a consultant. So when you go up to this green level here, the first one from the bottom, when you go to the first one here and it says senior consultant, you're at 6%. That means that you have reached 200 points, 200 personal group volume. So that is $320 in sales for your group. This is all based on your group volume. That includes you and anyone else that you have on your team. So when your team and you get to 200 points, you're at 6%. If you get to 3,000 points or $4,800 in sales for you and your entire group, that includes your online customers, your back office purchases, your team's online purchases and back office purchases, this is going to make you a director and you are at a 23% bonus level. So that's what those percentages mean. Now, up until the time that you become a leader rank, you have all of these other titles next to the percentages. So senior vice director, senior leader, senior consultant. All of these are titles that you can use when promoting your business. So let's talk first about the Faberlic Performance Commission, because this is so incredibly important. This is where you can earn up to 23% commission on your own personal volume. That's the first part. And the second part is that you earn a percentage of your team's group volume. And it's all based on what percentage you are from this chart that's to the right. So like I said, if you are at the director level, meaning you have with your entire team, you have done 3,000 personal group volume, then you are going to be at 23%. And so you're going to earn 23% commission on your personal volume and 23% commission on up to 23% commission on your group's volume. And let me show you how this works. First of all, your bonus amount is determined, again, like I said, by your personal group volume. That is so important to understand and to know. Now, I'm going to read this to you, but I'm going to show you examples. So it's okay if you don't understand at first. So its performance bonus is divided between the consultants according to the difference between the percentages of their performance commission levels. So, for example, if you have a group with 3,000 or more personal group volume, that director will receive 23% minus the PC of each of their downline. PC is performance commission. So they're going to earn 23% minus whatever their team's performance, whatever that particular person's performance commission is. And I'm going to show you an example here in just a second. So let's pretend like you're the director here. This is you at the top. And if you're a guy, I'm sorry, pretend like you have long hair. If you're a director, and in this particular case, you as the director, you had 300 personal volume of your own. And so that's just an example. I'm just pulling numbers out of a hat. So you had 300 personal volume. That's about $480. And the way that we got the 480 is that you take $300 times $1.60. Each point is a value of $1.60. So at 300 PV, 300 personal volume, you are going to have sold $480 worth of product. Now your group volume is 5,400 in this example, and I'll show you why in a second. And that 5,400 is considerably more than the 3,000 points that you need to be a director. So that puts you at the 23% performance commission level. And you can use the chart to the right to see where that falls. So here we have the team. And remember, your 5,400 group volume includes you and your team. So when you're calculating what your GV is or your group volume is, if you look below at this example, this person has a vice director, a leader, and a director. And we're pretending that those are the only people on their team in the front line, in their first generation. We're pretending like these are the only people they have. If they had more, there would be additional money involved. So here they have a vice director, leader, and director. Let's pretend like the vice director has 1,500 personal group volume. The leader has 600 personal group volume, and the director has 3,000. When you add that together and include your own personal volume, for this example, this director has 5,400 group volume. Now, the very first part of the performance commission is you have to pay yourself. You have to give yourself a bonus. So this is the personal commission on your personal volume, performance commission on your personal volume. So in this case, you are going to take the $480 worth of sales that you have already had. And again, this is from online customers and anything that you have done in your back office. And you're going to multiply that by 23%. And remember, the 23%, if you look at the chart on the right, is determined by how much your overall personal group volume is. And in this case, you as a director, you were at 5,400 group volume, which put you well over the 3,000 points needed to be at 23%. Then so you take 480 by 23%, and that equals $110. So you are going to make an additional $110 off of all of your sales. So next, we're going to do our vice director. Your vice director was at 1,500 personal group volume. That, if you look to the right in the chart, 1,500 puts that person at vice director and puts them at 15% personal commission or performance commission. So you're going to take your 23%, because that's where you're at, and you're going to subtract your vice director's 15%, and that leaves 8% of bonus that is remaining. That 8%, you're going to take the 2,400 that the vice director had because the 2,400, if you take the 1,500 times $1.60, that equals $2,400. You're going to multiply it by 8%, and that equals $192. So you will get an additional $192 from your vice director branch. Now let's take a look at the leader. This is another example. Your leader has 600 personal group volume. 600 times $1.60 is $960 in sales for that particular branch of your team. They are at 9% personal or performance commission. So if you look to the right, 9% is a leader, and it takes 600 points. We're just using round numbers, 600 points up to almost 1,000 points, and that gives you 9%. So you're going to take your 23% minus the 9% from that leader, because that leader's already getting 9% of this bonus, and that leaves 14% of the bonus remaining to be given out. So you're going to take $960, which is how much that leader has sold, multiply it by 14%, and that gives you $134. So you will get $134 bonus from that particular branch. Now, when it comes to directors, we have a special rule about directors, and you're going to hear about that in just a minute. So, but for our purposes here, They had 23%. You have to minus your 23%. That leaves 0%. So there's no bonus or no performance commission bonus earned from that director, but you're going to get a different bonus. And we're going to show that in just a minute. So that means you're going to add 110, 192, 134 plus the 0 for the director, and that gives you a total bonus of $436. And I'll show you in just a second how this looks with a whole team. So let me give you another example, because not everybody is at the 23% mark, right? Some of you are new and you haven't made it to 23% yet. So let's do something with somebody who's not quite at the 23%. So let's say that you're a senior vice director. You're at 500 personal volume. So you personally have sold $800. And you have 2,500 personal group volume, because if you see below, you have a vice director and a senior consultant. Now, of course, at this point, you probably have other people on your team, but we're keeping it as simple as possible. So we're only going to talk about the vice director and the senior consultant in this case. So between you and your vice director and your senior consultant, you have 2,500 personal group volume. If you look to the right and look at the chart, 2,500 personal group volume puts you between a senior vice director and a director. So you aren't quite a director yet, so you're still going to be at 19%. All right, so the first thing we have to do is pay ourselves from our own personal volume. So the 500 is going to be multiplied by $1.60, the 500 personal volume points, and that gives us $800 in sales. Then we're going to take that $800 and multiply it by the 19%, which is our percentage of our performance commission. And that gives us an additional $152 that we have earned on ourselves, on our own personal sales. That can be your online sales with online registered customers, and it can be your back office sales. Then we're going to go to our vice director. Our vice director had 1,500 personal group volume. The 1,500 times $1.60 means that they sold $2,400 worth of product within their entire group, because it's a group volume. Then you're going to have 15% is what this person, this vice director, is at 15%, because 1,500 puts us as a vice director. So we're going to take your 19% minus her 15%, that gives you 4% bonus. Now then you're going to take that $2,400 that that group has, multiply it by 4%, and it's going to equal $96. So you're going to have $96 as a bonus from this particular branch. Now you also have a senior consultant. The senior consultant has 500 PGV, which when you multiply that by $1.60, it means they sold $800 worth of product. You look to the right, 500 will put them between a senior consultant and a leader. But again, they're not enough to be a leader, so they earn the 6% as a senior consultant. So you're going to take your 19%, subtract 6%. That's their 6%, your 19% minus their 6%, and that's 13% that is left remaining to be given out. You take the $800 that they sold in their team, multiply it by 13%, that equals $104. So your total performance commission in this particular scenario, you're going to add the $152 that you're getting from your own personal volume. You're going to add the $96 from your vice director's personal group volume, and the $104 from your senior consultant's personal group volume. And that means that you, as a senior vice director, would be earning $352 as a bonus, just for your performance commission on this one. So now some of you are actually further ahead. You actually have a much bigger team. So let's get a little complicated here, okay? So let's pretend like you're a director. You have $1,600 in sales yourself, and you have a really big team. So let's say that you have 22,500 in group volume, and that puts you at definitely at a 23% performance commission level. So you're going to take your $1,600 that you have personally sold, either online or in your back office. You're going to multiply that by 23%, and you're going to get $368 right off the bat. And that's just from your own personal sales. That's your bonus from your own personal sales. So $368 from yourself. Then if you look to the left, let's pretend like you have 10 VIP consultants, because remember, if we're doing the path that we talked about earlier, where you're going to add 5 new VIP consultants each time, each catalog, then you should eventually end up with 10 consistent VIP consultants. And let's pretend like they're all putting in 100 PGV, and we're going to multiply that by 1.6. Now, why am I doing this? I don't have enough room to lay out all 10 consultants. So just know this box on the left represents 10 VIP consultants. They're all putting in 100 PGV, and we're multiplying that by 1.6. So their 100 PGV is $160, and there's 10 of them. There's 10. So those 10 consultants are bringing in $1,600 into a group volume for you. And so from each one of them, you're going to get the bonus based off of they have 3% performance commission. So this is what it looks like. Because remember, up at the top, we have 1,000 times 160, and there's 10 VIP customers here, right? And then we got the performance commission on the personal volume is 1,600 times 23%. That equals $368. So now we're going to move over here to the 10 VIP consultants. We have 23% minus 3%. That equals 20% commission on each one of these 10 VIP consultants. That means you have 1,600 total with all 10 together. That adds up to be $1,600. We're going to multiply that by 20, and that gives you your $320 from those 10 VIP consultants together. So now do you see why it's important to get your VIP consultants? So over here we have 10 of them, and collectively they give you $320. Now move to the next box. It says 1 senior consultant, and they have 200 personal group volume, which means that they have sold $332 as either themselves or as a group. They are at 6% performance commission. So you're going to take 23%. That's you. You are at 23%. You're going to minus their 6%, and that's going to give you 17%. So that means you're going to take their 200 PGV, and you're going to multiply it by 17%. That gives you $34 that you earn on that 1 senior consultant. So now let's move to the next box. You see that there are 3 leaders. These 3 leaders each have 600 PGV each. That's $960 in sales each. So we have to multiply 960 times 3, and that gives us $2,880. And then they have 9% performance commission for each one of them. So we have 23%, which is you, minus their 9%, and that gives you 14% that you get off of each one of these leaders. So that means collectively your 3 leaders sold $2,880. We're going to multiply that by 14%, and that gives you a total of $403 in bonus. Now, I want to reiterate here. I'm giving each one of these people the exact same PGV. If you were doing this in real life, you will very likely not have 3 leaders that would all have sold the exact same amount. So these are only for demonstration purposes, and the figures are completely made up. But you will see here that depending upon how much your sales are for each, like your leaders could have more than what we have here. And each one is normally going to be calculated by themselves according to what each one has in their PGV. But for the sake of making it easy for calculation, this is what we're doing. So now let's move to the next box. We have 2 senior leaders as in our example here, and we're pretending that each one has 1,000 PGV. So that means each one has sold $1,600 worth of product, and we're going to multiply that by 2. So 1,600 times 2 equals 3,200. That also puts these senior leaders at a 12% performance commission level. So you're going to take your 23%, you're going to subtract 12%, that equals 11%. So that means you're going to earn 11% commission from each of your senior leaders. Combined, they have $3,200 in sales. We multiply that by 11%. That means you are going to earn $352 from your senior leaders. Moving to the right, you have 1 vice director. That person has 1,500 PGV, which is $2,400 in sales. They are at a 15% performance commission level. You take your 23% minus 15%, and that leaves 8%. You take their accumulated $2,400, multiply it by 8%, and you are going to have a total of $192 from this 1 vice director. And lastly, you have 3 senior vice directors on your team, and they are at 2,000 PGV each, which is $3,200 in sales each. There are 3 of them. So we take the 3,200 times 3, that equals 9,600. And then that puts them each at 19% performance commission. So you're going to take your 23%, subtract 19%, and that equals 4%. So from this accumulated $9,600 that they have all 3 sold together, multiply it by 4%, and that equals $384 that you get from that particular group. Now, for the sake of this example, you also have 3 directors, and each one is at 3,000 PGV. And remember, you're going to take 23% minus 23%, so that means 0. So in this particular case, for performance commission, you don't get a bonus on them for this, but we're going to talk about what you do get in just a second. So in this case, you are going to take $368 plus $320 plus $34 plus $403 plus $352 plus $192 plus $384, and that equals $2,053. All right, now let's talk about what happens when you have people that reach director level. And the 23% minus 23% equals 0. So that's not fair for you not to earn anything on them, right? So we provide what's called a director's bonus. So when a member of your personal group reaches director, which is the 23% mark, and at that point, they will no longer count as a part of your personal group volume. So instead, you are going to earn a director bonus. And this is how the table works. And this also tells you what you need in order to reach certain ranks. So as a director, if you read the top part, it says director, senior director, silver director, gold director in this graph that we have here. Look at the second line, and it says number of first generation 23% branches in your downline. As a director, you don't need any branches. As a senior director, you actually could reach senior director on sales alone, but you also could have one branch. And for the purpose of having the director bonus example, we're showing you this chart because you would need to have at least one director in order to have a director bonus. And then silver director, you need 2 branches. That means 2 people have to hit 23%. Gold director, you have to have 3 people hit 23%. Ruby is 4 people, and so on. So then the next line down shows you your required personal group volume points. As a director, you need 3,000, but there's nothing here. So we want to make sure that you have a 23% in order to get the director bonus. So as a senior director, if you have one person at 23%, you need 2,000 personal group volume. As a silver director, you need 1,500. As a gold director, you need 1,000. As a ruby director, 1,000. Diamond director, 1,000, and so on. Now, we also have the next line down says required GV or group volume to receive the advanced bonus. So the line above it, required personal group volume, that does not include your directors. The purple line below it, required group volume to receive advanced bonus, does include your directors. So in this example back here, where you have 3 directors and each one has 3,000 personal group volume, that's 9,000 points that does not contribute to your personal group volume. That 9,000 contributes to your group volume. So in this example, you had 22,500 as a group volume, but your personal group volume would be 22,500 minus the 9,000 from these 3 directors. So when you look at this table, your required personal group volume is less because we have taken out the directors that you have on your team. So you have 2 different requirements, and I'm going to show you which one you need to look at and when. So let's start with just the regular director's bonus. If one of your directors is over 60% of your total group volume, you receive the lower director bonus. So what that means is when you look at where it says required personal group volume, and let's go to gold director. Let's pretend like you're a gold director. You have 3 directors under you because that's the example that we just used. They had 3 directors under them. In this particular case, let's say that one of those directors had more than 60% of your total group volume. So they're just really rocking it. They're a superstar, and they are the majority of your group volume. That means that when you take them out, take their group volume out, as a gold director, you would still need to have 1,000 points in group volume remaining. And what will happen is that if you look down all of the white boxes, so the first generation bonus in white, and it says 5%, you would get the 5%. Then the next one down for second generation, so that's in your first volume or first generation. Then the next white one down says second generation bonus, and it's at 1%, or excuse me, 1%. So you're going to get that second generation 1%. So you're going to look at the white boxes, the white lines. So for first generation, it would be 5%. For second generation, it would be 1%. And then for third generation, as a gold director, you're going with one person on your team making more than 60% of your total group volume, you're also going to earn on your third generation an additional 0.5%. Now, let's say that you have all of your team members are kind of equal. No one person is doing 60% of your total group volume. If that's the case, you will be earning an advanced director bonus. So the rule of 60% says to receive the advanced director bonus, less than 60% of your group volume can be created by one first generation director. So if everybody's kind of equal, no one person is 60% or more of your total group volume, then you're getting the advanced one. So if you look at the purple where it says required group volume to receive advanced bonus, this is where you need 10,000 or more of group volume. So this is everybody together. And when that happens, in this example, you're going to be looking at the purple boxes under gold. Where under gold, you have gold director. You're going to have 3 directors under you. You're going to have 20,000 or more in personal or in group volume. You are going to earn in your first generation, you will earn 5% for your first generation. You'll earn 2% for the second generation in that branch, and you're going to earn 0.75% for the third generation. So I know that this sounds kind of confusing. So let's take a look. We're back to the example that we kind of had before, but I've broken it down so that we get to see those 3 directors. And for the sake of this example, let's pretend like you're at the top. You have 1,000 PV, so you yourself have done 1,600 in sales. You have a total of 22,500 in group volume, and you have 23%. Obviously, you have a 23% performance commission level. So over here to the left. Oh, wait, before I go on, this person in this example, because they have 3 people under them, they are going to be a gold director. They will have and you have to have, in order to be a gold director, you have to have 1,000 personal group volume minimum. You have to have a 20,000 group volume, and you have to have you have to have 3 generations. So you're going to, and when you do that, you're going to earn 3 generations down, and less than 60% of your GV can be created by 1 first generation director. So they have to be, in this example, they have to be less than 13,500. And if you look at all of the GV of these examples that we have, they're all less than 13,500. So this person qualifies for an advanced director bonus. So if you don't know what I mean by that, look at each director on here. Their group volume is less than 13,500. And 13,500 is 60% of 22,500, which is the group volume of the top leader here. So if we look to the left here, we see our director. We are going to see that for this person who is earning the advanced director bonus, on the first director on the left, their first generation, they are going to get 5%. That means they're going to take $1,600 that director has in personal volume, multiply it by 5%, so they get $80. Then their downline, because remember, this particular person is a gold director, they earn 3 generations down. So for this director, they only have a second generation. They don't have a third generation. In their second generation, their downline did $2,000 in group volume for $3,200 total. You are going to earn 2% on that second generation. So you take the $3,200 in sales, multiply it by 2%, and you're going to get $64. Now we go to the next one. I'm sorry, add the 80 and the 64, and you're going to have a total of $144 from that line alone. Then you're going to have the next line, or the next branch, the next director team. So that on that particular director, on your first line, you're going to get 5%. So in this particular team, or in this particular director, they sold 100 PV. And they had 100, so that's $160 times 5%. So you only get $8 from them. Now let's talk about, like, how important is it to have your directors always be, make sure that they're always putting in VIP orders. This is extremely important. Okay, now in the second line, their downline, so second generation to you, you're going to earn 2%. Now in this downline, they had 2,000 group volume and $3,200 in sales. So you're going to take the 3,200, multiply it by 2%, that's $64. Now this particular director does have a third generation. In their third generation, you're going to earn 0.75%. So you're going to have 900 GV, which equals $1,440 times 0.75%, and that's $11. When you add all of those together, it's $83. Now, in their third branch, they have a director. So in that, and they are first line to you, they are first generation to you. So you're going to earn 5% from that director. And they're going to have a 500 PV. So that's $800. And they're going to have, so you're going to take that 800 and multiply it by 5%, which gives you $40. In the second generation, you're going to see $1,000 group volume in this example, which is $1,600. And you're going to have a 2% bonus. So you're going to earn 16,000 times 2%, I'm sorry, 1,600 times 2%, which equals $32. And then in their third generation, they have 1,500 group volume, which is $2,400, and you're going to earn 0.75% of the 2,400, which is $18. So you add those together, and that total is $90. So in this example, the total director bonus is 144 plus 83 plus 90, which equals $317. Now, I want to make a note that the reason that the very first director on the left side, the reason that I put that person down as 1,000 PV is because if that particular director is an example of what happens when you teach your team to add 5 new VIP online customers and 5 new VIP consultants, because you're always going to have, you're eventually going to end up with 10 VIP club members, because in order for you to be a club member, you're going to have you and 9 more. So this director on the left is a VIP club member, and they have gotten 10 people to join the VIP program with them. And so that means that they are consistently going to have 1,000 PV. So now you can see this director on the left, you're going to earn more money on them because they are consistently following the 2 paths that we already talked about, where you consistently add 10 VIP people every catalog period. 5 of them are online, 5 of them are in back office. And so if you do that, you will consistently have a higher percent or a higher amount that you're going to earn in that first generation. And if they consistently teach their team to do the same, then they're going to be earning more as well. So this is just an example with made up numbers. You can tell right off the bat that depending upon how much your directors actually sell, how much their downline actually sells, how far down it is, the numbers will change drastically. So it really kind of gives you an idea of how and where you want to build your business. So you add all those things together, and for that one director, you're going to be earning $317. So this is what it looks like when you put that director's team together. We talked about how you earned the money from the performance commission. And then, so this is the performance commission that we earned in the first example, which was the $2,053 without your 3 directors. And then so this is a gold director, 1,000 personal group volume and 20,000 GV and 3 branches. And the 3 branches are those 3 directors down below that I just circled. And if you add your performance commission to your director's bonus, you're now getting $2,370. So you can see here, with the $317, you're earning, you have the potential to earn even more by having your directors branch out, by helping people get to the director title. Now, again, these are made up numbers. The numbers are going to change depending upon, what the actual sales are for each of your individual branches, each of your individual consultants, how many you have on each line. But the big thing to remember is that the sky is the limit. There are no limits whatsoever on how much you can earn with the performance commission or the director's bonus. So you can have as many directors as you want. You can have as many senior leaders as you want, as many consultants as you want, and there is no cap. Some companies put a cap at like 100,000 bonus or 5,000 bonus or $500,000. We have no caps on the amount of bonus or performance commission that you can earn. So there you go. I hope you all understand or have a better understanding of how the performance commission and the director's bonuses work. And please feel free to reach out to your upline or your PFC if you have one, or to your field director if you need more clarification. The good part about all this is that our system does figure this out for you. You do not have to do it yourself, but now that you have a better understanding, it might be fun to strategize about how you want to build your team. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time to be with us today. We look forward to seeing all of your success, and I look forward to hearing your comments and seeing your comments. Have a great day.